Hello guys, welcome back to Curtis's Marketing Show. Today's episode is diversity and inclusion. As the world keeps growing, it tends to increase in diversity. Marketing must evolve to reflect and accept this diversity authentically. Brands that adopt to diversity and inclusion in their marketing strategies ends up reaching more audience, enhancing brand loyalty and aligning with their societal values. You may ask yourself, does diversity and inclusion resonate in marketing, and why does it matter in marketing? Yes, diversity and inclusion resonate in marketing. Diversity and inclusion matters in marketing. So at the end of this video, I'm gonna answer the question, does diversity and inclusion resonate or matters in marketing? Yes, it does. So I'm gonna answer these questions with examples and measures that brands improvise to create diversity and inclusion in marketing. Some measures that brands put together to resonate diversity and inclusion is 1. Representations and campaigns. As reported by Forbes, people want to see themselves and or who they aspire to be reflected in the visual imagery their brands they are engaging with put forth. When people see themselves represented, it signals them they need to take the next step forward with the brand they are interacting with. When they do not see themselves represented, they receive the signal this isn't for you, which often causes them to go off and search for another option that shows them they belong. This shows us how consumers want to feel connected to their brands, and clarify what they put out there really determines consumers' purchase decision. As Kantar reviews, 75% of consumers says their brand's diversity and inclusion reputation influences their purchase decision. With this percentage, it clarifies the influence diversity and inclusion has got on marketing, since the final result of marketing is for customers to make purchase. An example of marketing campaign is the 2020 Nike You Can't Stop Us campaign, which featured athletes from different race, gender, religion, and sports. This campaign represents sports athletes from different backgrounds with the same goal, which goes down to represent consumers. This shows us how top brands like Nike play a part in diversity and inclusion by focusing on all angles that represents their customers. A second measure that brands put together to resonate diversity and inclusion is authentic brand storytelling. Storytelling has been a fundamental part of human culture since the dawn of time. It's how we communicate, share experiences, and connect. Consumers are always looking for understanding when it comes to brand ads. Brands are now putting a lot of work in their stories that appreciates every individual. This strategy makes sure underrepresented groups are also noticed and appreciated, which ends up increasing the bond between consumers and their brand. As Professor Paul Zak, a director from the Center of Neuroeconomic Studies at Claremont Graduate University, has studied the effects of storytelling on the brain. He has found out when listeners hear a compelling story that engages them emotionally, their brains releases oxytocin, a molecule that causes them to feel empathy and create stronger bonds. This demonstrates how brands are using storytelling to win consumers over. An example of authentic storytelling is A Real Beauty is Universal Art by Dove that celebrates all types of beauty. Even though this art featured women with different sizes, heights, and race, which made a lot of consumers feel appreciated and loved, there was still frustration from race that felt left out. This shows our brand as deemed very important to their consumers. My final measure that brand use to resonate diversity and inclusion is inclusive product development. Diversity and inclusion go beyond advertising. It begins with inclusive product designs and development. Offering inclusive products helps to tap and sell consumers' market and foster brand loyalty. Inclusive design is a type of product design that aims to create products that are accessible, usable, and enjoyable for the widest range of possible users by factoring in age, ability, and characteristics. By considering needs of more diverse group of people, this ends up boosting brand loyalty for brands and increasing brands' revenue. Example is Fenty, how Fenty's brand is leading diversity and inclusion in marketing. According to Tricia McKinnon, There aren't many brands that have done a better job with diversity and inclusion than Rihanna's Fenty brand, whether it's Savage X Fenty or Fenty Skin or Fenty Beauty. She has done what many retailers have struggled to do by making products that appeal to everyone. Her focus on inclusivity is striking a chord with consumers because it's authentic. Moving on to her sizes, as anyone who has struggled to find clothing that fits knows there aren't too many retailers that get a passing grade for selling clothing made for all. In the United States, 70% of the population wears a size 14 or higher, yet less than 20% of clothing made is within the size range. When Rihanna launched her lingerie brand Savage X Fenty in 2018, it was inclusive from the very beginning. Her collection features bras in sizes ranging from A cup all the way to H cup, with the band size ranging from 30 to 46 and XS to 4X in underwear. When I imagine something, I imagine everyone I know and love being a part of it. I want to make stuff I can see on the people I know, and they come in all different shapes, sizes, races, and religion, says Rihanna. Speaking about her Savage X Fenty brand, I didn't think it would be such a talking point after the fact. The only thing I could think about was including everyone. Savage X Fenty generated an estimated of $150 million in revenue in 2020, and it's now valued an estimated of $3 billion. Rihanna has also raised $310 million since the existence of Savage X Fenty. Moving on to Fenty Beauty. Fenty Beauty was named Time Magazine's Best Invention of 2017. Speaking about the brand, Time Magazine said Fenty's unabashed celebration of inclusivity in their makeup campaigns put an unprecedented spotlight on the need of diverse beauty products. As many people know, Fenty Beauty launched with 40 shades of foundation, but Fenty Beauty wasn't the first brand to offer 40 shades of foundation. For example, Makeup Forever even stated in an Instagram post after the launch of Fenty Beauty, 40 shades is nothing new to us. The bigger question is, how did Rihanna manage to disrupt when others failed to barely innovate? Competitor beauty brands with diverse range of shades did not make inclusive marketing a central part of their business model. Rihanna from the beginning wanted to serve everyone, not just dark-skinned consumers, but everyone. Speaking about her line of foundation, Rihanna said, "There is need to something for a dark-skinned girl. There is need to something for a really pale girl. There is need to something for an in-between girl." One key difference is in how Rihanna marketed Fenty Beauty, with Time magazines noted as being part of the genius behind the success of the brand. Fenty Beauty uses models from many ethnic, allowing the brand to become as the new generation of beauty. Within Fenty Beauty's first 15 months, it was able to generate a staggering amount of $570 million in revenue. Moving on to Fenty's third and fourth inclusive strategy. What Rihanna has done is called revolutionary and is given the current state of the retail sector. But her strategy is quite simple. She's creating a product for everyone. Who says only 20 years old wants to buy lingerie? Not Rihanna. In one of Rihanna's Savage X Fenty lingerie shows, Demi Moore modeled lingerie alongside Bella Hadid. Moore was 57 at the time, Hadid was 25. Rihanna realized it's time to let the consumers decide what they want. She has broken down the stereotypes that says after a certain age, a woman no longer wants to wear lingerie. There is a lesson for all brands. Throw out the stereotypes and have a deeper connection with not just your customers, but with consumers as a whole. There is a lot of white space in the retail where consumers are just waiting for company to say, "Hey, I see you, I hear you, I want to serve you." Moving on to the gender, another aspect of the Savage X Fenty show, which have generated a lot of buzz and media attention, is that they feature men. Not only does it make sense to market men's underwear in a fashion show with women, but the 2020 show was heralded for featuring a plus-size male model. The model goes by name Steven G, modeled at size 2X These facts about Fenty brand by Rihanna. This proves how inclusive product development can transform a brand and generate a brand with more revenue and improve brand loyalty. All these measures clearly states how diversity and inclusion matter in marketing. It generates brand loyalty, inclusion in product design, consumer appreciation, consumer decision making, consumer involvement, promotes equality, and finally generates revenue to the brand. All these marketing strategies head towards the future of diversity and inclusion in marketing. As stated in the episode 1, we've got personalization marketing strategy, we've got augmented reality marketing strategy, and as time goes on, personalization is going to be a tool for brands to target people solely, and I think there's a way of diversity and inclusion is going to be totally targeted to individuals. And also with augmented reality, people can even try on clothes that they are not in their vicinity or area or even in their country region. With all these matters and measures that resonate diversity and inclusion in marketing, I'd like to bring my diversity and inclusion in marketing episode to an end. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to this channel, and your comments are very important to me, so leave your comments in the comment section. Thank you everyone.